Hi everybody, Nathan here, and this is going to be round 5 of this competitive Modern League and conclude our, well, I was going to say first outing with Esper, but what is functionally the first outing. Maybe not technically, but we didn't finish the first one. So this is the deck that we're playing, and I'll be playing Esper again soon. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be the next or if I'm going to wait and do something different and have a break from it, but I'll be playing a different list than that one. So anyway, let's get started. I'll see you guys in a moment. I would like to play first. I think I'm going to have to mulligan this. So 4 lands is fine in this deck, but we have a card that we don't want until a long time, like until way later, rather. We don't want that for until the game's way further down. I would keep this. Even if it had to secure the waste, I might keep this if this was something like a fatal push. But really our hand just doesn't do anything. We have nothing to do with the Snapcaster Mages, and we really don't want to cast this early. So I think this is a mulligan. I think that it's better. If we're facing a deck that Verdict is good against, then this is great. We'll lead on the Colonnade, which we definitely want to draw another land too, so we'll put that on top. And then this Flutter's Train obviously needs to get a Hollowed Fountain. So that'll be the next lane that we play. Okay, so this is going to be some kind of Eldrazi deck. It's either going to be green-white Tron or... I don't think there's green-white Eldrazi, and I don't know that Bant plays this. Maybe Bant just plays normal lands. So this could be green-white Eldrazi, in which case the Verdict is not very good. We do still want to draw the other land, because we're going to need to cast this Cryptic Command. Alright, so it's Eldrazi, so that's actually better for us. Wish we had a Logic Knot in case our opponent plays an early Thought Knot Seer. It'd be nice to counter that so they can't take our Verdict, but we don't. So we'll get let's get a Hollowed Fountain here. We will play this Water Grave tapped and pass. That's interesting. Sky Spawner, okay. And because we drew that, I want to have Cryptic up, so I'll just play this Polluted Delta, and if I have to cast Cryptic, I can get an island, and if I don't, I can just get a Godless Shrine or something at the end of the turn here. Or maybe another Hollowed Fountain. I don't really... Probably better to have a more blue. I'm going to assume that our opponent knows that we're on control, and there's a chance here that he actually just says, okay, well, I'm going to keep attacking you, even though I have other things to do. I'm not going to do them until you deal with this. So I actually think this is going. So we're technically behind in the damage race, but so we know that our opponent has an Eldrazi Displacer. We know that he could have cast the Displacer, and he doesn't want to. So I kind of like the idea of just putting 3 tokens out there and just attacking back and passing. So I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, let's not pay 2 life and attack. Restoration Angel. Okay, so I don't think that this is the typical typical list here. Or this is not the I no longer think that we're fighting against Eldrazi. I think we're fighting against like a Bant Hate Bears list. And I actually think I just want to counter draw this. Like I know that we're going to tap out, but if we let this resolve and then verdict on our next turn. Then we're just not doing it. Like, then it won't be till the next turn that we have to figure out what to do with this cryptic command. So I'm gonna just counter draw. Did I miss playing this land? Maybe I didn't. So this will be able to start picking off all these tokens, which kind of makes, like, attacking for 2, I think isn't very good. I actually think that I'm fine to take 2, and I'm going to verdict. Oh, you know what? I should have at least attacked for 2 damage. That was a mistake. Yeah, there's no point in doing that. Oh well. So maybe he's getting another land so that he can play like a whatever that really ultra, not Sky Spawner, but the big one is my guess. 4/5. For Reality Smasher. Okay. So we will path this and discard a thing twice, obviously. Discard that. I was considering cracking with Colonnade there, but I think I'm fine to just pass for the moment. Obviously, we can't counter any Eldrazi, but I am going to counter that because it's just an opportunity to trade with a card. And most of the cards that our opponent's going to be casting, we can't. Oh, darn it. I meant to leave up a black for this Fatal Push. In fact, I thought I had. So we can just pass here. Do we charm our opponent? Nah, I don't think so. I think we just... oh, we can't push that right because we don't have Revolt, so I guess we just path here. Does our opponent have a... I was going to say, does he have a Restoration Angel? That's something to think about. Okay, so let's see. What if we do? What if we Esper Charm our opponent? Then we get to... Nah, I don't think we do that. I think we just draw 2 cards. Maybe we could have draw stepped Esper Charmed. Something to think about. Like Reality Smash would be kind of annoying. So because he drew that, I think we cast Snapcaster Mage, target Path to Exile, and plan to path the Displacer. We'll just path. No. I was gonna cast the Esper Charm, but I do wanna go ahead and get our value out of that thing twice. And then at the end of turn, I think I'm just gonna Fatal Push the Noble Hierarch. And then attack with the Snapcaster Mage. Great draw. I think I'm gonna make our opponent discard 2 cards because we have the Sphinx's Revelation. So let's do blue-white with this and black. Just lands. Alright, so opponent will cast something or nothing. We will go ahead and rev now. Blue, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. And another rev, which we will... Okay, yeah, so that was gonna... would have definitely ended things there. Alright, so... I think the counter spells are not as good because of the Cavern of Souls, and so I think we just... I think we're just trying to be a board-controlled deck through removal. So if we just take out our counters in general, we have 9 cards to take out. We could bring in a Blessed... what did I accidentally bring in? It was something. 4 Cryptics. There's just 2 Negates main, I think. Maybe there's just 1. Maybe it was like this. Yeah, I think that was right. Okay, so I have 8 there, so I can bring in the 2 Blessed Alliance. I can technically bring in 2 Runed Halo, which will sort of be like Terminate with potential upside in that... in that even if we don't, like, if they only have one of those type of creatures on the battlefield, it kills both of them. So we could bring those in, and oh, I know what I brought in. It was the extra negate. It was the extra verdict. So we can bring in these 5. We have 9 to get rid of. Timely's probably okay. Can buy us draw steps. It's not great against Reality Smasher, but it could, in theory, like chump a Thought-Knot Seer a good number of times. It's also not super great against Eldrazi Displacer. I don't think the crumbles are super great. So we could bring these 6 in, keep in a couple of a few cryptic commands for like tap draw and stuff like that. Let's just bring in as much removal as we have. I don't necessarily think we went clicks. Yeah, I think this seems okay. I didn't really say anything about the hand. I just meant to say that we have a couple of Runed Halos, so those could end up being kind of interesting. I don't know if this is the right play, but I kind of just want to name Thought Not Seer with this Runed Halo. That card's super annoying, and it's technically the next card that he could cast. So I kind of think it has potential to really screw up his curve. We're gonna lose the Revolt trigger, but let's see. White, blue, blue. Yeah. So let's just do this. And then we can also name Reality Smasher. And I think that's like the scariest stuff he has that we can name. That's a chunk for sure. Yeah, so we're just gonna play the Watery Grave, and then name Reality Smasher. Plain Island, say go. So we know our opponent named Angel. I don't know if that means he has an Angel in hand. I'll try to path it anyway. Could have done it while he was tapped out, but sure. Really need to draw a Supreme Verdict. 3, 4, 5. So that opponent has 6 power in play. Verdict would be so nice. We get 2 draw steps here. Cryptic Command kind of works too. Yes, we're just going to tap draw. I don't think we're going to get a chance to use either of these, so I don't think it really matters. Shit. Damn it. Let's see. Okay, so our opponent has to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to activate Gavany. We can trigger Revolt with the Fatal Push and kill the Restoration Angel, so it's good. Unfortunately, he still gets to So let's do this. He still gets to put a +1/+1 counter on all these, and we can't flash back the... So let's see here. If we Snapcaster Mage, he's gonna exile everything, obviously. So maybe we don't even try that. Maybe we just draw some cards with a card with the Think Twice. 3, 4, 5. It's gonna be 5 power. See, was there any? I don't think there's any benefit to going for the Think Twice. I don't think it's gonna do anything for us. I think he's just gonna crack, and we've expended mana for no reason. All right, we drew a path. That's cool. So we'll path the Sky Spawner. Kind of glad he did that there, because now the relic goes away and our path to exile goes into the graveyard. So now we can snap path something. Oh, it's unfortunate. That is a nice draw. So, yeah, I think we just cast that. Not out of the woods. We're at 5 life. Our opponent has 2 cards in hand. He's undoubtedly, sandbagging some cards to... Okay. I don't see why we can't fetch. So I think we just cast this with Escalate. And then we try to kill the other Displacer with a really big Secure the Wastes. Gain 4 life. Gain 4 life and sack a creature. Target opponent sacrifices. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, does this just do nothing, I guess, now? Because he gets to bounce both. Alright, well, that was kind of interesting, I guess. We did gain 4 life. Man, I'd really love to make our opponent discard, but I think we need to draw. Do we do this now, actually? So we're dead to... Does our opponent have a removal spell for this colonnade? I think he would have played out more creatures if he did. Let's see. If we draw a verdict, then we can cast it this turn. So I think we just draw now. Do we counterspell? It's actually going to be pretty challenging. Yeah, so with the mana he has up now, he can blink a Displacer, and he can blink a Displacer in response to all of our removal. So let's pass. I don't. Yeah, so this is gonna be quite difficult to kill these. We really need a Wrath actually, because we're gonna blink one now, or we're gonna path one now. Green, white, 1/2. Oh no, he wouldn't do that. He'd go green, white, 1/2, tap this, and then he gets to plus them, and then he still gets to bounce the 1. So I think we actually we pass priority on blocks. He gets priority, and then he gets to decide what he's going to do. So this is like a real. It's not even like I wouldn't even call it an edge, but we can at least make him path the 1. So he gets to blink that 1. So at least it doesn't. Oh, I'm so bad. That was such a mistake. I'm supposed to do it after the Gavany, like, because if he blinks in response, then he just gets to that's not what I meant to do. Basically, if he blinks, like, I'm supposed to wait for the counter to resolve like this and then path. That way, if he blinks, he loses the counter. That's the whole thing I was trying to explain why I was going to do it that way. So we're just going to block. Oh, but I already passed. Okay, that's right. That was just bad. Okay, so let's try this again. If it's not clear, what I was trying to explain is that we need to let the counter get on to the Eldrazi Displacer. That way, if we path and he blinks in response, it'll lose the counter, as opposed to pathing before. Because the Gavany Township. So let's say he didn't have the negate and I pass. He blinks the Eldrazi Displacer, my path fizzles, and then it still gets the counter. That's what we were trying to prevent. As it turns out, he had the negate, and we didn't get the block anyway because we had already passed after the blockers part of the declare blockers. So I don't want to fight his counters, so I'm not going to mess with the Dispel. I think we just try this again. And I have to mulligan that. We can keep this. I guess we keep that on top because we need it, but what we really want to do is draw lands, obviously. Actually, maybe that was a mistake to keep that there. Because it's not like we're going to cast it now anyway, right? Because we really want to think twice. Taking 2 so that I can flash back this thing twice. So what we want to do is draw a card, but like Pathing the Thought Seer also draws us a card and uses our mana on this turn to get rid of a pretty serious threat. But we also need. I think it's really important to hit our land drop. So I'm actually just going to. I'm gonna cast this because it uses all of our mana right then. And okay, so now we can trigger Revolt. So let's play this, and we can cast this and this and this turn. Let's go to Swamp and push this. Path that. And probably just discard this Mystic Gate. I think that's all for the moment. Opponent takes a relic. I don't want to get that restoed again. I guess he could have actually. He could have sacrificed the Eldrazi Scion token, which would be kind of annoying. All right. Draw 2 cards. If our opponent was tapped out, obviously I would have killed the Displacer right away. Do I counter draw this? I think I do. Like, he gets a threat. He most likely gets a pretty powerful threat with this, and then we can't trade with it with our Cryptic Command. Whereas now, if we counter draw that, I mean, I don't think it's bait. If we counter draw it, then we get to trade with like this. If this becomes a Reality Smasher, then we can't like Cryptic Command the Reality Smasher, but we can Cryptic Command the Ancient Strains before it becomes something else, and so I think we want to. I wish. Well, this can get a Godless Shrine. Not that we want to take that much damage, but it can. So it can't get a Plains though. Actually, I just want to get an island, counter draw, and then if we draw a push or a Plains, we can cast it. did not. That's unfortunate. So we're dead, but we couldn't have done any. I mean, what we could have done is just tap and drew, but we didn't. Let me think. What was better to do there? I think it was okay to counter that spell because, like, for the reasons that I said, he definitely would have found something valuable, and there's a good chance what he found we wouldn't have been able to counter. So I think that was fine. I'm sure there's probably some more optimal lines I could have had. The only other major mistake I made was, he obviously named Angel with that Cavern of Souls, and so maybe when there was one point where he tapped out and he couldn't play it, maybe I should have pathed then. I don't remember what my life total was, but I mean, we had to do something because we were kind of in a position, I feel like, where he could just keep attacking us for 3, and I feel like maybe we're at 11, and we could have had a few more draw steps, but we had to do something. Maybe we should have just done it while he was tapped out. So, anyway. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. We went 3-2. I think the creature matchups outside of Bant Eldrazi looked really great. I don't think that necessarily looked bad. They do have the ability to put enough power into play where they can really, they don't have to commit to the board. If they can resolve, even an Eldrazi Sky Spawner, and start pinging for 3 a turn and leave mana up, we kind of have to deal with it. And, we can't deal with all of it in one go unless we have a supreme verdict. I think the matchup is, I'm not exactly sure where it's at. I think Esper Draw Go is probably, I think it's definitely favored in game 1, and then I think games 2 and 3 the Eldrazi deck gets quite a bit better. Relic looked really good there for them because there was many opportunities where we could have flashed back a spell and then couldn't because of Relic. And they always had 1 mana up to crack it in response to the Snapcaster Mage or the trigger from the Snapcaster Mage. I think that, I still don't know. I don't know which deck is favored after, but I definitely think that their deck gets quite a bit better. So, all right, guys, that's it. If you like the video, you know what to do, and I will talk to you guys soon. Until then, draw well and smash face.